everyone, my name is Jesse Mysticetti, which is a baleen whale.
Hi, I'm Elena Alfalfa.
And we're excited to celebrate the first day of spring with you all. It's hard to keep Elena and I apart on the ranch, but today we're staying 6 feet apart to social distance as we walk down the trail and to see what's in bloom.
Let's go!
But maybe we should social distance ourselves from it as well.
Oh gosh.
Could you tell everyone what it is?
That is some poison oak right there.
At this time of year, the poison oak is just starting to come out, and its really shiny leaves are leaves of 3, which remind us to let them be.
Ooh, that's a pretty one.
It is pretty. Elena, what's your favorite book?
Harry Potter.
Does anyone else out there like Harry Potter? We love to read it on the ranch, and I like to think of Harry Potter whenever I see this plant. If you know who Professor Lupin is, what does he change into in the moonlight? Elena?
A werewolf!
He changes into a werewolf, and his name is Professor Lupin, just like this plant is Lupin. The reason this plant is named after a wolf is because if you look close at the undersides of the leaves here, they have silver hairs, just like that of a wolf.
Wow.
And they're just starting to bloom all down the trail.
Beautiful.
Elena, do you want to take the lead this time?
Oh. Let's see what else is in bloom here. Oh! There's a morning glory growing above the pine tree in the little vines. That's pretty.
That's really pretty. Can you see the pink flowers over there? Morning glory will climb on whatever it can. But it's not to be confused with wild cucumber or manroot that's also growing nearby. This plant over here with the bigger leaves is manroot or wild cucumber, and it's called that because its leaves and its roots can grow as big as a human underground.
Whoa.
Which is pretty insane.
That's really insane.
And you can identify it because it has these really cute little curly strings that look like old telephone wires. Pretty cool.
There's some more morning glory on the coyote brush.
Ooh, nice. Wow, this is a great view.
You can even see Sorrel on Island.
This plant isn't currently flowering, though you can see some of the old dried flowers from the fall, but this plant smells really good. I wish you could smell through the camera. It's called coastal sage or cowfolk cologne. And if you can't get to the store today, you can always rub some on yourself to make you smell really good.
What's this one, Jesse? Ooh.
This one is a tasty plant. For those of you at home, what would you name this pretty white flower if you saw it on the trail? Here we call it wild radish, and you can eat both the flowers and, when it's really young, the roots. But be careful before eating anything on your own without someone who can identify it for you for sure.
We've stopped here to look at some wild blackberry growing right here, and you can see it's starting to bloom. These little white flowers all over. And these will fruit in a few weeks to a month or so. And bees really like these. So they can, we really love that we have all this wild blackberry here.
When you're out on the trail, there's both California blackberry and Himalayan blackberry that you might find. And both of them are really delicious. You can tell the difference between the two from the spines. The California blackberry has these really fine spines all down it, and there's a ton of them. Whereas the Himalayan blackberry has bigger spines, but less of them. We'll see if we see any on the trail. And this is another great look at the flowers and the tendrils of the wild cucumber or manroot. Elena, what's one of your favorite views on this trail?
Oh, on this trail? I really like the view. We're gonna hit it pretty soon at Bone Grove.
Ooh.
I really like that. It's kind of in the woods.
Cool.
What's your favorite, Jesse?
Well, I think it's pretty cool to look from here back up the coast to Bolinas and Gull Rock, and you can even see our little yurt. Watch out for some more poison oak over here. It looks really different here than earlier on the trail.
You do it. You're in front.
Can anyone remember the name of this plant right here? Here's our hints. It flowered in the fall. and it smells really good. And you can use it if you need some cowfolk cologne. Elena, do you remember?
Coastal Sage!
Woohoo!
Right here in between Jesse and I, growing between the coyote brush. Does anyone recognize that plant at home? It's a California poppy, and they often close at night, so it looks like it hasn't quite opened for the day.
We're about to come up on Elena's favorite view and my favorite patch of wildflowers that appear every spring in the same spot.
Do you want to go down the trail?
Sure.
We're now going to go this way, and we're going to go into Bone Grove, down to this little bit of cypress.
Ooh, Elena, pause for a second. I found another cool plant. It's very appropriate for all the new baby lambs you saw bottle feeding yesterday. This flower right here, with these sort of arrow-shaped leaves and red flowers, is called sheep sorrel. We also grow sorrel in our garden that looks really different, but just like the sorrel that we grow in our garden, you can eat the leaves of this plant. I wonder if the baby lambs would like it once they finish drinking milk. Mel, are you checking out the pollen on our cypress trees? Isn't that so cool? Is anyone experiencing allergies at home? It might be from the pollen that Mel was just showing you. Good thing it won't make you sneeze through the screen.
I love this spot because you can see the water, you can see Bolinas, but it's still kind of hidden. It feels like a little secret spot back here.
You can even see all the way to Pacifica and Half Moon Bay.
Oh, yeah. All right, you want to lead the way, Jesse?
Sure. walk along the coast here, the whales have started migrating, and we've been seeing about a whale every day for the last week. So we'll keep our eyes out and see if we see any on this hike. Come on up and check out one of my very favorite springtime wildflowers. These flowers are called footsteps of spring, and they're some of the very first to pop out on the landscape at the start of spring. So to celebrate the first day of spring, we thought it would be good to show them to you all. And when you look across the landscape, you can catch patches of yellow that are supposed to look like little fairies hopping across the hillsides. What's that, Elena?
Just looking at the coyote brush. So soft.
If you've been to Slide Ranch before, you've maybe howled at the top of your lungs when you've seen some of this coyote brush. It's one of our favorite traditions. So if you're at home now, give us a howl. Howl! All right, folks. Well, thanks for coming out on our wildflower hike today. It was so great to spend time out on the trail with you all. If you have wildflower questions for us, you can always send them to us and we'll do our best to answer any wildflower questions that you have.
Bye, thanks. Happy spring.